Hi everyone, it's Haley with Scrappy Gidget and welcome to my channel. Today is video 2 of my Cujo for Bujo bullet journaling, I guess, update. For those of you who have tuned into my channel or saw my last one, we just started this journal. It's something that I saw in different crafting communities and wanted to give it a try, and so this is just an update on how my journal journey and progress is going for me. So we did kind of talk about the introduction pages. I still have yet to use my index. I haven't filled that out yet. I'm assuming that maybe it'll come in handy as time progresses and it gets a little further into the year. But as of right now, there's few enough pages that it's easy for me to find whatever it is that I'm looking for. So then the next thing, this is a little different. So this is my reading challenge, Pop Sugar Reading Challenge 2018 collection page. Last time you saw it, it didn't have this insert. It just had these 2 pages. So this was the 40 on the regular list and then the 10 books for the advanced list. Now, I used washi tape to adhere this insert in, and if you can see, it's the actual reading challenge prompts. And the reason why I did that was because I wanted to be able to have a reference list of what the next category of book that I need to look into or start on. So I just thought that might as well keep it with the journal that I'm tracking that in. So I added that. So that's a little different. I still really like the layout for the year at a glance. And then this is the hashtag Doodle with us in January from Alexandra Plans and Christine 77 Star. I have kept up with that, and actually it's something fun. I really enjoy drawing these little pictures. It's something that I actually look forward to, and then it also helps me go back to my bullet journal and like review it or reference it on a daily basis. So that's very useful for me, as well as my gratitude journal. I might do a post later at the end of the month about all of the different things that I was thankful for this month. But it's definitely uplifting part of the bullet journal. Here is my month at a glance, and I really like having the habit tracker because it helps me realize how terrible I am at following and doing the things that I need to do on a regular basis. So as you can see, as the month has gone on, those squares got filled in a little more. So that's something that I'm going to probably continue to do month to month. Okay, so water tracker. I have on my week at a glance a water tracker. Sorry, it's not in focus. There we go. A water tracker on the weekly view, and so I haven't really used this water tracker to track what days I've drank all my water. As you can see, that's another habit that I'm terrible at, but this does kind of help you think about it more, and for me personally, it helps me visualize, like, okay, I need to do that, and see, look, I made a note, drink more water, yelling at myself. I think I'm going to continue this layout for the weekly at a glance, just because it's very helpful. I like the layout, gives me enough room to write everything down that I'm working on. And so as your week fills up, gives you a lot of room, and it's not super messy. Each day is designated with its own space. I have seen layouts where they do like I don't know if you had those planners in school where it was like the day was laid out like this, and I don't like that at all. I just don't feel like there's enough room to list everything, while these vertical columns definitely give you enough room for that. I'm not sure. I think we did talk about a sleep log. I also added this health tracker, Good Things Take Time, to keep track of my weight loss progress as the year goes on. So that'll be at the end of the month, just so I can reflect and look back at what habits I did follow, what ones I need to work on for the next month, etc. So that's why it's at the end of the month. Okay, so for the sleep log, I have filled this out. I actually find it difficult to remember to fill this out. I thought it would be a lot easier to remember to do that, but good news is, as you can see, it's pretty steady with when I go to sleep. This one was totally inaccurate. I muffed up my dates, so I put that I went to bed at noon and got up at 9 p.m. when actually I went to bed at midnight and got up at 9 a.m. So yeah, it's gonna take a little bit getting used to. I like being able to kind of see the pattern and how it shifts, so you can tell like when the weekend is, I stay up way later, go to bed way later than during the week. But I might look into some other layouts for sleep logs and see what other people have done, just to see if it's going to be an easier way for me to track it. You know, I wonder if even adding something during my week at a glance, if that would be beneficial in remembering to fill it out. So I have a kind of, this is just like a brain dump page where it's just some random notes at the end of the month. And then here's my Disney tracker, and I'm not quite sure if I talked about that, but I have all of the original movies, and so far I've watched 2. I still haven't marked which ones I own, just because I didn't have any time. So that's a goal to do before our next update. And then the next page is a most recent page, and it's food to try. And so I've written down these different recipes that I've seen, whether it's on Pinterest or like Facebook, if you like Tasty's videos, or Delish, or etc. All of these kinds of recipes are just all over my pages because I follow them. I love food. But yeah, so this is where I'm writing down, and I realized that 2 out of the 3 that I wrote down don't sound very healthy. So these are going to be kind of like my cheat meals to try. And then over here I started a page for clean eating and PCOS. Now, for those of you who don't know what PCOS is, it is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it's actually a highly common syndrome among women. It is the leading cause of infertility in women just because it makes you irregular. But I'm going to have a day where I specifically talk about my challenges with PCOS and what I'm going to do about it this year for me. So then the last thing that I did was I didn't want to make this next new edition item right after this, because it's probably going to constantly grow as the year progresses. And so I flipped my journal over, and yes, I put it upside down, and I started a word log. Now, I will post the original Instagram image below, but I really liked this idea. I was reading my book, and I came across a couple words that I had no idea what it was. And when I was in school, we used to have to keep track of like a vocabulary list when we read our reading assignments. And I thought that I actually really enjoy this so that I can know what it is that I'm reading, understand the words and the context in which it's being written. So that's what I added to the end. And again, the reason why I added it to the back instead of the front is so that this can be a growing, ongoing list without interference for at least quite some time to the rest of my journal. And when those pages meet up, well, then I guess it'll be time for a new journal. Thanks for tuning in. I hope that some of these changes in my tracking and some additions were helpful to you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe to my page. We'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. Have a great day. Bye.